Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Dolly Parton. Welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here. Here we talk about personal development, relationships, and mental health, just to name a few. My name is Carmen, a registered counsellor who is passionate about coming alongside people. This podcast is designed to create a discussion and bring awareness, with each episode encouraging, equipping, and empowering you so you can live your best life. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode. And how are you doing? The other day I went for a drive to one of my favourite childhood places, the beach. And there is just something about the fresh air and waves crashing against the shore. And still going to the beach is just one of those things that I feel is good for my soul. This particular beach was my favourite, and no other beach could measure up. Big call, I know, but now I know why. Like most things in life, it has changed from the new pavements, an upgraded swing set which I would have loved as a kid, and also the wears and tears from the elements, which are a given. Still, after all this time, the memories that have been made remain. From eating ice cream and hot chips, splashing around in the water, and being in the company of family and friends is what made this place so special. So it got me thinking about moments and how precious they truly are, and even priceless. So with that being said, where is your happy place? And what are you doing to create memories that will bring you joy years from now? So in this week's episode, we will be unpacking burnout and ways to create work and life balance. This topic comes via request, so thank you. And be sure to let me know what other topics are of interest to you, and I will do my very best to cover them. For everything that we say yes to, we are saying no to something else, whether this is intentional or not. Let that sink in for a moment. When we say no to our well-being, what are we potentially saying yes to? What a sobering thought. While things happen beyond our control, it's empowering to define what we are responsible for, ensuring we are active participants in our own lives. So while we all have 24 hours in a day, which makes us all on the same playing field, and the reality of it is we don't spend it the same. Time is a currency that once is spent, we can never remake. We are constantly trading our time and energy in exchange for something. And in the long run, this can either be of benefit or it can deplete us. The thing about balance is it's different for everyone. So my aim is not to tell you what balance looks like as such, but rather what are the boundaries that contain balance, and to reveal the warning signs of when you might be out of balance, especially for long periods of time, which can turn into burnout. According to Psychology Today, burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and often physical exhaustion brought on by prolonged or repeated stress, though problems at work most often cause it, and it can appear in other areas of life, such as parenting, caretaking, or romantic relationships. So what's the difference between stress and burnout? Stress is short-lived or tied to a specific event or goal and is most likely not harmful. It's when stress feels like it's never ending, or it comes with a sense of hopelessness and emptiness. This may be an indicator of burnout, and changes must be made. Some other warning signs of burnout can be frequent feelings of anger, cynicism, irritability, and a sense of dread towards a situation. As mentioned, While jobs aren't the only source of chronic stress that causes burnout, it could be experienced by parents, partners, and non-professional caregivers, especially when there is a sense of endless exhaustion and overwhelm. So what should you do if you're experiencing symptoms of burnout? Here are some things that you can do. Nurture your relationships and seek support from those you trust. Make time for your hobbies and practice self-care daily. And I know I mention this often, but it's so important because I believe this is something that we owe to ourselves and those we do life with. And as the saying goes, you can't give from an empty cup. I believe in this so much that as my gift to you, you can head over to carmendebono.com.au/resources for self-care ideas. Discover a sense of purpose. Purpose is what gives our life meaning and fulfillment. And I don't feel like I can give this topic justice with the time that I have here, so I will cover this in a future episode. But in a nutshell, it is something that you love doing that will benefit someone else. Create boundaries around your time. Have an end time on tasks, especially on those that you don't enjoy. So this is one that I'm particularly passionate about. Seek counselling. And I have worked with clients where together we've unpacked how they got to this point of potential burnout and what it looks like moving forward. Create a margin in your schedule. If your schedule is always full, there is no room for when life happens. This can cause added pressure and stress. So this one might be a difficult one for some, or maybe it comes easy, but either way, ask for help. Outsource tasks if necessary to lessen the load, and put your hand up when your plate is full and you simply just need help. And last but not least, and I'm sure there's many others, but just to give you some practical ideas and things that you can start doing today, is practice assertiveness and be mindful of the people-pleasing trap. And at times this can be easier said than done, but having that awareness of why are you doing the things that you're doing can be a really helpful place to start. On a finishing note, do you view your life as a marathon or as a sprint? Well, there are seasons in our lives where we find ourselves full to the brim and taking on a pace that is sprint-like. However, be mindful that sprints are intended to be short-lived and not a way of life. So that's it for today's episode, and as always, I am grateful for the opportunity to come alongside you. If you know someone who might benefit from hearing this episode, why not share it with them? And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode. For more content or to learn about the services I provide, head over to carmendebono.com.au, and I look forward to coming alongside you again next Wednesday.